Now the Ne-waza drills include stretching, Judo forms, and Sankaku. This is stretching. Stretching the hips and the knees. Trying to bring your heel down against your buttocks. This is very good for aligning the thighs up in the hips and also the knees, stretching the ligaments there, laterally and horizontally. Here he pulls in on the feet and bringing the feet together. Now rocking back and forth, holding his heel of his feet against his rear end. And this is another way to stretch. Pull it in tight, bringing your heel against your rear. Now holding your shins and pulling against your heel, your rear. Now just kicking back and forth, attempting to kick yourself in the rear end. Try it. This is very difficult. Now rocking back and forth. This helps the abdominal muscles like a sit-up, and stretching. Stretches the back here. Leans forward, stretches the back. Now throwing the legs back over the head is very important in Judo. This is a good way to escape a hold. The people are holding the top of you. You bring your legs up and over the top. Over the top and stretch. Now this is sort of like a drag race. Watch the wrists. Reaches out, pulls in, reaches out, pulls in. Now just stretching your neck, lie down, rotate your head from one side to the other. Now these are Judo forms. You start in sort of a push-up position and step through. This is used for changing your position, or going into Keisagatami or Ushiro Keisagatami. Now that's positioning your leg like we do in Keisa. That's another form for Keisa. This is a double frog used in Kami Shihogatami or Yoko Shihogatami. Stretching from one side to the other in that position. And then your feet, the double frog, they can push to push your chest into the person. This is the form for Katagatami. Holding your hand, gripping it, the palms together, one side, the other. Sometimes just catching the wrist, pulling in. One knee is in the side, the other leg is stretching out. That's a half frog. You notice the side that goes out crunches that side. So in crunching, this is very important. This is the form for Sankaku, the triangle hold. Sometimes we refer to this as a figure four with the legs. Put your ankle under the knee of the opposite leg. Back and forth. Then while in position, roll from one side to the other. Now here he is just stretching. Rolling and stretching. Entering between Uke's legs. Enter between the legs, spread the legs, control one leg against the side of your head, control the arm with your knee, grab the hand, pull it behind the back, reach through deep, and crunch. There's another view. Hooking the leg, keeping it against your head, controlling the arm, lifting the other leg up, pulling the arm behind the back, reach through very deep, catch the shoulder, and crunch. And another angle. Catching the leg against your head, pulling that arm tight behind the back, crunching and pulling the arm, which creates like an arm lock pain. And this variation will go between the legs and go into a choke, and finally into a crush and choke. Control the arm, cross choke, opponent taps here. Shoves the leg away, drops in for a crush. Blocks, catches the leg, holds the collar, changes hands, in for a choke. Pulls the leg away, still holding the collar, over the top, still choking. And now in slow motion. Spreads the legs, lifts the opponent's right leg, grabs his lapel, then comes in deeply for a cross choke, leans against the leg, crushes, the opponent taps out. Now, he's going to release the leg, drop across the opponent, still choking and crushing. And now for the use of the legs from the bottom while doing randori. In, grab his wrist, then his collar, kick his leg out, pull him and roll him over. Catch the wrist, collar, push his hip away, slide over the top for tate shiho. Then hook his leg, catch his wrist, turn him over. And here's a variation of fighting from the bottom. Randori and Ne-waza. Opponent comes in from the top, hits the arm, come out from underneath, slide over the top, and an arm bar. Okay. Okay, now randori from the bottom, turn them over. Randori from the bottom, turn them over, forward, tate shiho with an arm bar. Randori from the bottom, turn them over, forward, tate shiho with an arm bar. Randori from the bottom, catches the arm, turns it over, tate shiho crush. This is a modified osotogari for transitioning into Ne-waza. Sensei is showing you what a regular osoto looks like. You take, yeah, right. You take a big step with your left, pick your foot up and go, okay? That's the regular. Okay. First, step in the center with your right foot. Yeah. Pull the elbow into your stomach. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Slow motion. 1, pull the elbow into your stomach, pushes the shoulder back. Yeah. 2, yeah. And 3. Yeah. One, 2, 3, and down into Ne-waza. Yeah. Taiotoshi, the body drop, a throw, and then transitioning into Ne-waza. Step back like ouchigari, then apply taiotoshi. Drop into the hold. Fake ouchi, bring the leg across. Throw him in with taiotoshi, keep controlling the opponent, drop in, and there's a crunch hold right there. Kouchi maki komi, the small inner wraparound throw. Kouchi maki. He pulls down with his right hand, then comes in and hooks. First, pull down hard with your right hand, right. Then shoot through for kouchi-maki. Lift them up, and you're in. Through for kouchi-maki. Lift them up. In slow motion, pull the left side down hard as he straightens up. Shoot your leg through, hook the leg, dive in, turning your back into him. Furui otoshi, the swinging drop. This is a hand technique, excellent as a counter throw. Here the opponent tried to do osotogari, was quickly thrown. Here it is in slow motion. Push up at the elbow, pull at the hand. Opponent attempts osoto and is thrown. Tries osoto, twists, knocks him down, pins him, crushes. Crushes. Now, a little slower. Opponent starts osoto, just hand action, throws him down, pins, crushes. Taiotoshi Gaishi, a counter to Taiotoshi. Step back, hook the foot, the capture of the arm, reaches down, presses on the shoulder, reaches here, pulls in, crunches. Go ahead. Controls the arm, reaches under the collar, squeezes. Haraigoshi Gaishi, a counter to Haraigoshi. As opponent that tries Haragoshi, kick out the back leg, drop down. Here's a Tate Shiho with a crunch. Again, opponent tries Haragoshi, kick out the leg. Now a Yoko Shiho crunch. And in slow motion, opponent tries Haragoshi, kick out the leg, sort of a Kosoto Gari. Drops down. He's going into a Yoko Shiho crunch. Reaches around the collar very deep as he can. Holds the shoulder with the other hand. Squeezes in with a double frog. Kouchi-gari Gaishi, a counter throw. Counter Kouchi with Tani Otoshi sliding to the back. Then go into Yoko Shiho and crunch. Tani Otoshi against Kouchi-gari. Take the opponent back. Keep holding the opponent. Alright, he holds him. Goes into position. Crunches. There's Tani Otoshi against Kouchi. Keeps holding. Keeping control all the time. Slides around. Brings his hand deep under the collar and crunches. Ouchi-gari Gaishi. It's a counter to Ouchi. When the opponent picks his leg up to do a Ouchi, but your hands, you just throw him over and come in for a crunch. Just a hand action. Turn him on his back. Now here it is in slow motion. The opponent's really on one leg when he lifts that leg. So with your hands, it's easy to throw him down, drop down on him, get a pin, and crunch. Hiza Garuma Gaishi, counter to Hiza. As the opponent lifts his leg up, grab his leg, drive him down, control him with your right hand. Now your left hand comes in and chokes. Catch the leg, drive him back, hold him into the mat hard with your right hand. Keep controlling the leg up against your shoulder. Your left hand comes into the collar for the choke. Kneel down, drive his leg into his chest as you choke. Uchimata Gaishi means a counter to Uchimata. As the opponent throws his leg back, step out of the way. With your hands, throw him on his back, drop down, get a pin and crunch. Turn a little bit out to the side with your hands. Throw him over. Keep controlling him with one hand. Now drop down into a pin and a crunch. Press against the face and get the crunch. Again, stepping out of the side with a hand action. Pull with one hand, push up with the elbow with the other in a circular action and throw him. Now slide in, come under the head and crunch. Ashitori Otoshi. Leg push drop. This is from a standing position. Drop down, grab the ankle, push against the top of the thigh. From a kneeling position. Grab the ankle, push against the thigh. Now come in, control the leg against your shoulder, reach through and choke. Again, another shot of the thigh and leaning in and choking. Now in slow motion you'll see in greater detail. Push against the top of the thigh, pull at the ankle, hold the thigh, hook the leg up against your shoulder. Keep dropping in Your left knee controls his arm. Your left hand is in against his throat, choking. And you drive his leg into his shoulder as you choke. To randori in Ne-waza. Leg over the top. Choke. Take down from a standing position. As the opponent reaches for you, you grab his wrist, pull his arm up, the other hand on the elbow, step forward, drive down with the hand on the elbow. Lift up, push down, keep stepping forward, put a knee into the back, and there you have an arm lock. Lift up, catch the wrist. I'll pull him forward. You keep stepping in front of him. Push down, hard on the elbow. You lift up at the wrist. Lower your body with your legs. Bring your knee into his back. Lifting up at the wrist, pushing down at the elbow, and you have a lock. It's a close-up view of the hand action. Take down using ude kujiki. It's a downward arm pressure. As the opponent grips you, control his hand, press on his forearm, and take him down. Control his hand, press on the forearm. That creates tremendous pain. Drive him down into the mat. And from there you can do a hold or an arm lock. Here he's going to do an arm lock. He keeps holding the sleeve, bends the arm over, and bends it back. In slow motion, capture his hand, press down on the forearm. Drive him back, down, and watch. He keeps holding the hand. It's bent in there. Keeps holding that sleeve, bends the arm over. Now with his body, presses against the elbow while he pushes in with the hand, and that's a lock. Turnover techniques. From a kneeling position, reach around, grab the belt, turn the opponent over, lean through, tate shiho. Now in slow motion, you grip your own belt around his head, turn him over, still gripping your own belt, come in forward for a crushing technique. Then step over the top for tate shiho, pressing against the arm and the head. And now for a variation. In this variation, step over, pick up the elbow, hook under the arm, figure four the arm, turn the opponent over, and you can do an arm bar there. Figure four, turn him over, lift up, and you have an arm bar. This variation is for the kids. In this case, we just grab the elbow from the outside, lift it up, pull it over, then go into a pin or crush. Turnover by gripping your own belt. Reach under the head, catch your belt, and turn over, come on top. Turnover with the reverse coil. Step over, hook the arm, figure four, do an ude garami, reverse armbar as you turn him over. Hook the arm, figure four, turn it in, turn him over. And now in slow motion, figure four, ude garami. Drive the arm behind his back, lean into the elbow, Force him over onto his back while you're applying the armbar. Leg escape and choke. This is an escape when the opponent figure fours your leg. Put the hand across him. Reach underneath. Get your collar. Half-sided choke your leg. All right. He reaches, pushes an arm against the head. Reaches underneath, catches the collar, half-sided. The leg is captured. Yeah. Push the hand there, he has a collar, reaches underneath, feeds one collar into the other, and he has the grip. Pulls the lapel across, feeds the lapel into your hand, half choke. Now in slow motion, press your opponent's arm and lapel across his body. Reach around with your left arm, catch the lapel. Come behind the head with your right arm and choke. In this variation, you choke the opponent with his own arm and also lock the arm. Brings the arm over, catches the arm, bends in for an arm lock. One more time. Go, choke, armbar. Pull the opponent's arm across his neck, reach under his head, catch his arm, and a combination of choking and as you press into the elbow, arm lock. In this variation, you choke the opponent with a dakajime. Okay, the opponent's on the bottom, figure fours your leg. Comes under, like a dakajime. Lay over the opponent, bring your hand under his neck, and use a dakajime with the knuckle. In this variation, you use the tate shiho body crush. Escaping when your leg is captured. Stretch out. Slide up on the body like tate shiho. Put your hand deep behind his neck and do a body crush. This variation uses thigh pressure technique. The leg reaches down near the groin, inside the thigh. Good. In slow motion. Get your hand, press down right inside the thigh with your knuckles. Lean in real hard.